Hey, time to shine today, Varsity Squad. It is Scott Ferguson, and it is, you probably will get this podcast drop in June, the month of June, but it is coming up in the end of May, and we're kind of into our phase one of coming out of this whole COVID-19 pandemic. But there's people out there like myself and like you listeners that are still getting after life and still leveling up. And today, I have a first. Will no longer be a virgin to interviewing an aerialist, like a legit aerialist that performed for 25 years. It's a quarter century of hanging in the air, probably a lot of times without a net. And for me, I love heights, but without any kind of safety and only your confidence to know that you put into work to get there and stay there and do the routine is just amazing. And her name's Cassandra Pavlik. Again, like I said, she spent 25 years as a professional aerialist, traveling the world despite her fear of heights. Now, this is something we got to get into. Her passion and curiosity has led her to a variety of careers. In addition to time spent as a circus aerialist and Las Vegas entertainer, Cassandra has been a flight attendant, movie stunt double, licensed massage therapist, and a certified personal trainer. Cassandra is now a life coach and inspirational speaker, helping other people confront their fears, whatever they may be. And seriously, people, if someone can do what she did, listen the F up, because I really think she's going to be able to share some solid knowledge nuggets with you. And although life can be chaotic and scary at times, we all need to fly through this the best that we can. And so, Cassandra, without further ado, please come on here, introduce yourself to the Time to Shine Today squad. But first, what emoji do you use the most while you're texting?
That's a good question. Hello, everyone. And again, thank you, Scott, so much for having me. My emoji, probably the one where you roll with your eyes.
Roll eyes?
I use that a lot for some
Gotcha.
reason. I think I think it's a sign of the times.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue, and why is that?
Blue, because I find myself looking up to the sky a lot.
Love it.
And
I have this
love looking at the sky.
huge thing here to the right of me, although it looks like I'm pointing left on my screen, but to the right of me of this huge Epsom salt thing called the Atlantic Ocean that I can't live without. So I understand the blue for sure. Yeah. But that's awesome. So let's take it back a bit. Like, what was going through your head? You just woke up one day, saw the circus, and said, "I want to hang from wires and stuff," or like,
listen,
give us the origins.
I wish it was like that. No, I grew up in a small town outside of Philly called Coatesville. And I was never really a studious person. I never really enjoyed school very much. I was lucky to pass with C's. You know what I mean? I was one of those kids that was extremely active, very athletic, and into dance, into gymnastics. And I knew that I wanted to somehow travel and perform. I liked the stage, but very shy. I was a very shy kid growing up. So my parents said, "Well, you're going to college, and you're going to go to Boston. You're going to meet a doctor. You're going to marry a doctor." And I end up in the circus. So I went to college. I did go to college in Massachusetts. Okay. And I only went 2 years as a music theater dance major. Of course, my parents were like, "Can you take a second major?" But I knew I wasn't going to teach it, and I wasn't going to get a studio or anything. So I quickly got my associate's degree, and then I commuted to New York.
Okay.
By train.
To the city?
To New York City. Yeah,
okay.
To Manhattan.
Wow.
And I know just for auditions, just to get used to auditions, you know. Mm-hmm. And I did a few things here and there, and then finally came across the circus.
Okay.
And I walked into this arena. It was for Ringling Brothers. And I walked into this big arena, and I thought, wow, I could travel with this company. You know what I mean? I could, you know, look at all the amazing people and athletes in this show and different nationalities. So then that's truly was like my hook. Just the fact that I was going to get out of my small town. I wanted to travel. I get to perform. I get to meet all these amazing people. But the biggest hurdle was the fear of heights. Because I'm not, obviously, I'm not fond of heights.
Right, that's a hurdle.
But I made it through. And I think really what it boils down to, Scott, is you have to have that will and drive has to be greater than that fear itself. Because if it's not, well, then you don't want it bad enough. You know what I mean? You're
Wow.
not gonna
That's
get
solid.
it. So, and that's truly what it was for me. And I realized that, okay, so I made it through that audition. I made it in. I'm in now. Well, now I got to do this every day.
Right.
So now it was training the brain. So you train your body, you train your body, you train your body like an athlete, a dancer, a gymnast.
Sure.
That I that's my background. Now it's I got to get right inside my head.
Wow.
And so that's how I. And listen, there's always good and bad days. Everybody has it.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that stuff, but let's back it up. Like you're in college, you have this dance background. Did someone come? Did you go to the circus and say, "Hey, I want to try this," or did someone introduce you to somebody, or did the bearded woman come out and say, "Hey, like how did that work?"
You're funny. No, that did not work at all like that. In fact,
Okay.
It was never a dream of mine to join the circus. It was never even a thought in my brain.
Okay.
I just wanted to travel and I wanted to perform, and that was the first traveling company that I guess I had auditioned for and made, and I stuck with it because I went around the world. I traveled, and listen, if they're going to pay me to do this,
yeah,
why not, right?
Sure.
I was getting paid to travel and perform, so.
What give me a real dangerous situation that you were in while you were performing where you're like, oh man, this could be it?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. There's several because you're.
Every night.
I mean, because you're already like not exactly fond of heights, so you're already thinking this could be it. But then again, you knock that thought out of your brain because if you're thinking that, then well, your thoughts aren't good. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You got to constantly stay positive and visualize yourself making it through. But I guess when I was at the MGM and this arena, I think I spoke about this in my TEDx. It was so far up there. I was in the catwalk and I was thinking, oh man, if I just remember, hold on. Those were my things. Just hold on, because I had to rappel from a certain height at the catwalk down to the top of my silk. Right. And I'm not a climber. I don't know how to rappel, but you listen to your riggers, you listen to the instructions, and you just you do it. You know what I mean? You do it. This is your job. This is what you do. So that was my, oh my gosh, this could be it.
Awesome. So how did you kind of, you went through a wide variety of things, from massage therapist to stunt double. How did you come to Cassandra Pavlik coaching and wanting to start that up, and how did that come about?
Yeah, fear has no grip. Well, I'll tell you how I came to that. Once I retired as an aerialist, 25 years doing something you love to do.
Right.
This was, I would say, my aha moment. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm in transition and I'm in a world full of like people I don't speak the language, because it's so foreign to me.
Right.
So I said to myself, okay, how did I make it through an aerialist for 25 years? Afraid of heights.
You have a story. You got it.
I said, what it was I needed to find something else I was scared of.
Right. And
that was public speaking. And soon after I did that public speaking, so now I enjoyed that. It was, once again, I was motivated, I was challenged. It was that after you do it, after you do something you're afraid of, it's like, oh, this is it. I gotta keep doing this. I gotta continue to challenge myself. And then it was after that talk that people came up to me that said, you have motivated me to do what I have always wanted to do and afraid to do. So then I thought, you know what? As scary as that was, it also was comforting. Like I felt comfortable on stage. I felt that I could reach people.
Right. Wow. That's
the only difference was, instead of expressing myself through movement, I was expressing myself verbally.
Still through movement though, because people are not only listening with their ears, but they're looking at your body language and a lot of the confidence
True.
you had to carry 30, 50, 60 feet up or whatnot. They're seeing that and they're picking up on that vibe. So Cassandra, what to you makes a great coach?
For me, a great coach is a great listening. You have to have great listening skills. And like you said, body language, verbally, how they say it, what they say, but also digging in, asking all the right questions and the tough questions so that they can come to their own self-discovery or self-awareness.
Okay, so give me an example of how a little bit of your secret sauce there, if fear has no grip, of how you help someone find their blind spot.
Wow, that's a good question. It goes, I'm a huge believer in the mind, body, spirit connection.
Okay.
So I'm an advocate of health and wellness, and I use that into my coaching. I bring those tools in.
Love that.
So I search the whole mind, the body, and the spirit.
Okay.
Something has to be lacking. If something is lacking, then you're neglecting somewhere. So it's kind of the hard question to answer, to really pinpoint for
Everyone's
you.
different, right?
You know what I mean? Really have to, like, I would have to have like a live session for you to really know.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall in one of those. That's for sure. So if I'm out and I'm networking, which we're able to start to finally do, at least here in South Florida, and I'm pressing flesh, I'm meeting people and I'm talking to them because, I'm a listener. I never push my own business anywhere I go ever. It's just how I was kind of brought in and raised by my mentors. And if I'm listening to somebody, what keywords or phrases might they say that I would think they're a good prospect, referral, or a contact for Cassandra Pavlik?
Well, a lot of people, believe it or not, people come to me asking help for their fitness, because my background is so.
Well, you're pretty well put together. I looked at you on Instagram. You're in shape, so obviously.
Well, I mean, I'm okay. I'm certainly not like I used to be, but
right.
I think it's that's normally what people come to me for. But fear is usually an underlining factor. Fear is truly what I help people manage.
Wow.
Fear is never going to go away. I mean, we have to learn how to deal with fear. People are afraid today. Sure. Just because of the whole the coronavirus, which I understand. Listen, I'm not minimizing the coronavirus. I just feel, like I said to you earlier when we were talking, it saddens me that people can't go out and really socialize or shake a hand. And it's the
But you can help them release that grip of fear and almost make friends with fear a little bit, knowing that it's always going to be in your life. And the more that you face it, push through it.
Exactly. You can learn how to manage that fear. You don't have to allow that fear to be, you manage the beast, basically. That's how I approach my clients when I talk to them. Let's manage the beast.
Love it. So Cassandra, let's get in, let's call up Marty McFly, let's get on our DeLorean. Let's go back to the 22-year-old Cassandra Pavolic with the knowledge that you have now. What kind of knowledge nuggets are you giving Cassandra?
Wow. I would say stop overthinking. I think so much. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is. It can totally go against you. Right. I'll give you an example. Let me give you a quick story.
Please do.
It was when the stunt show that I was in at the MGM in Las Vegas, and it was a water stunt show, and I was standing up, like, I think it was 40, 50 feet, this shroud. And when you look down at the pool, it looks like a peanut, right? When you're up that high. I'm already afraid of heights, but I was dared. The rest of the crew dared me to jump. I'm not a high diver.
Right.
It took me 3 days to finally do it because I thought too much.
Right.
I constantly was thinking, would it.
Right. You added
I
too
knew
much
the
to your
tools,
process, right?
right? I knew the technique. I knew what I was doing, but I couldn't do it because I kept thinking.
Stop overthinking. That's what you would tell her. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So you've done a lot in your short life, but what do you think is the big BIG thing you want to accomplish?
Oh, man, there's so many things I want to accomplish. I want to travel again. I really would love to get back into traveling. But honestly, I love helping people. I love reaching people. I love connecting with people.
Nice.
So if I can do that in any way, shape, or form, that's my. I have to. It's just part of me. It's who I was made up to be. I think we're all somewhat made up to help in some way. But yeah.
Absolutely. So you're a giver. You face your fears. You are kind of a gypsy in a sense, and I say that affectionately. I mean, but what's the one thing that you think people misunderstand about Cassandra the most?
People don't understand why I do the things I do.
Okay.
They don't understand because I'm somewhat of a free spirit, but I'm a true, genuinely woman of faith, deep faith.
Right.
Sometimes I don't know why I do things I do, but somehow God always shows himself and reasons why I am either going through a turmoil or why I'm having this success. I mean, I owe it all to him, and I also appreciate my relationship with him. So when people ask me, well, why do you do what you do? I don't understand why you do that. Why would you do that? But
right.
I get it's listening to that still small voice inside you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That you've learned how to do after so many years.
Right.
But trusting in him really is the biggest.
Absolutely. I'm a man of faith myself, and like people will. I'm always, since I was younger, was always kind of taking chances and facing my fears and stuff like that. But we talk here at Time to Shine a lot about overlapping happiness, where everything good or bad is going to end. If there's a bad thing, this too shall pass. If it's a good thing, it's still going to end one day or another. So we're always doing things to add happiness. And the Time to Shine today, we're like Jesus, where we like to do things that's going to overlap to serve people. And the more you serve, the happiness never runs out. You feel me? Like that's what we talk about here at Time to Shine today. And it's exactly what you're doing, because you have like a plethora of different interests and stuff like that, which keeps you in front of a plethora of different kinds of people, which is fantastic. So speaking of that, we talk about our dash here at Time to Shine today. And the dash, how do you want your dash remembered? That little line between your life date and death date, what's your epitaph? Like, how do you want people to remember Cassandra Pavlik?
I guess that I was extremely compassionate.
Okay.
I love people. I really do. I was a hospice volunteer for many years, and I still reflect back on that.
Nice.
And if I can give to anybody, an organization, it would be hospice.
Thank you for saying that. That's nice. That's nice. So what's your definition then of a life well lived?
A life well lived for me is somebody who trusts God, connects with people, and has a healthy mind, body, and soul.
Love it. I have all three of them. Absolutely. So we're going to move into as we wind things down a little bit, our level up lightning round. That's basically you and I could talk for 15, 20 minutes on each one of these topics. But you got 5 seconds. Our
Okay.
producer will hold you to it. He's going to mute you. I'm kidding. You better not mute her. No, he's on another screen. He's always laughing. But seriously, just whatever's at the top of your head, no explanation, just throw it out there, okay?
Okay.
What's the best leveling up advice you've ever received?
Okay. Be true to your actions. Make sure they're in alignment with your core beliefs.
Love it. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
I wake up. I thank God for another chance to serve Him.
Nice.
I exercise, and I love nature walks, and I love music.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So not what you might be reading now, not the good book, because we all go to that, but not the flavor of the month you're hearing about. Give a book that's really rocked your world, that you're like,
Oh my
whoa.
gosh. Okay. There's
one book.
During this whole coronavirus, all you can do is just read and
Sure.
basically listen to podcasts. Okay, so one book that I really do enjoy, and I read more than once, called Sacred Romance by Brent Curtis and John Eldridge. It is such a profound book. It's not at all what you think. It's such a good. Awesome book.
I'll put that in the show notes. We'll look that up. If you could be one age for the rest of your life, what would it be?
If I could be one age, I would say, I don't know, 35.
Love it. That's a great age. That's a great age. So what's your favorite charity and or organization you'd like to support and give your time and or money to?
I would say hospice and victims of abuse.
Love it. What's the last question? What is the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
Scott, I was born in the wrong era. I feel, because I love all genres of music, but I would say 60s.
60s, okay. Love it. Love it. Okay. So, Cassandra, how can we find you?
You can find me on www.fearhasnogrip.com or CassandraPavlik.com.
Love it.
Or you can find me on Instagram or LinkedIn under Cassandra Pavolic.
All of that will be in the show notes, people. We promise you. Cassandra, leave us with one last knowledge nugget to the Time to Shine Today Varsity Squad that you want to take with them today, internalize, wear it, love it. Just leave us with one last one.
All right. I think I actually might have heard this somewhere. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind, but instead be led by the dreams in your heart, because we all have an inner life and an outer life. Does your inner life match up with your outer life?
Wow.
Or are you living a lie?
So people, listen, we just had a master class of mind-blown knowledge nuggets dropped on us by my good friend Cassandra here. It said you be led by the dreams of your heart. Don't get pushed around by the fear in your mind. Be compassionate and love people. Stop overthinking, without a doubt. Manage that beast. And reach out to Cassandra if you're having problems with that, you're coming up on fear, you're having issues of really living your leveled up life. Cassandra will help you. She's fantastic. She has great listening skills. She's a seasoned public speaker. And make sure you go to fearhasnogrip.com. And just lastly, be greater than your fear. If you don't even try to be greater than your fear, you don't want it enough. So be passionate about what you want. Fear is going to come there, kick it in the face, go right through it, because anything you want is on the other side of fear. And Cassandra, thank you so much for coming on. You're part of the Time to Shine Today squad. Can't go anywhere. I'm blessed. You're so humble, yet so driven. You are leveling up your health, leveling up your wealth, you leveling up your faith, your mindset on a daily basis, and you fit right in. So thank you so much for coming on.
Scott, thank you. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Have a great day.